Howdy, Chunky. This is the Voice of Reason. My name's Alex Belfield, and we have to filibuster for a few seconds so that we don't upset the algorithms and get blacklisted. Oh, sorry, can't say that. We have to just talk nonsense for about a minute so that the very sensitive souls at YouTube that are regulated by Ofcom don't get all upset and banish me from the airwaves. I have no problem with that at alexbelfield.com, by the way, where my second book this week will be delivered and sent out. Yes, it's released on September the 6th. We're hoping we can get it in the post before then. Thousands of you pre-ordered it already in case it gets banned, which is not unlikely. Thank you for all your reaction to my autobiography, by the way. 40 years in show business of the cesspit of horrible diarrhea of people who are just riddled with jealousy, mental illness, and all kind of letters. The alphabet people, whether that be ADHD or LGBTQ plus 69S, unfortunately, are the tsunami of shouts that end up swimming towards you. You can read all about it in my new book. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put this in. Our new shushes are available, by the way. You can get those. People do like it when I go shushy, shushy. We managed to get a load of those. They're on the website. I'm doing my flea market bit, Tarquin, and thank you to the very kind punter who sent me a DVD to watch this weekend. I don't need to watch it. I'm living it. Just so you know. Right, play the jingle, Tarquin. I think we're about ready to go. If you want to join us for the phone-in Sunday night and Wednesday night at 9, alexbelfield.com, the 30-minute, no BS, not PC, and Ofcom free news, alexbelfield.com. Check my lip, Tarquin, to make sure I haven't got the herpes from Ukrainian rent boys.
Guardian readers, ambivalacious types, and champagne sippers, switch off now. Alex Belfield's Voice of Reason.
Just a very quick update. This isn't going to be a long blithering one. I just want to tell you what's going on with probation so that it's all on the table. As you know, last week I was threatened with being recalled to prison, which is what they're entitled to do. What they forget to mention, though, you have to break the law now, or they have to have serious risks to the public. So I didn't do either of those. I asked my probation officers a week ago, have I broken the law in filming at HMP Fosse Way? They are not very happy about this video that's had over 120,000 hits, exposing the 4 officers that were arrested for drug dealing, the one that killed himself, and also the prisoner that was induced into a coma after being beat up. Apparently they find it unedifying, and I am questioning their efficacy and bringing them into disrepute. Well, wait till you read my new book, Surviving the Slammer. There's 450 pages of it, times 4. Yes, I wrote 6 books whilst in the pokey pleasuring His Majesty. Let's rewind to the week before I left the pokey at HMP Fosse Way, where I made that video. I was asked by 2 probation officers, are you having sex with Katie Hopkins? Now, as funny as this is, why do they think they have the right to ask that question? Regardless of the fact that her lady parts are like a plasterer's radio, and the fact that I don't do charity work, and if there were a line of 1,000 ladies with Kerry Katona at the front and Katie Price second, I would opt with them before I would go anywhere near the Lady Garden of Her Majesty Dame Hopkins. Now, I like Katie very much, and we have got a lot of history and past, but what right do probation have to ask that question? Last week, I was meant to be going to Blackpool, and they said, who are you having dinner with? Now, this overreach of 1984-like obsession is so disproportionate, I don't know where to begin. So, on top of that, the week before that, an officer I've never met, I've had 20 probation officers, made me very high risk with nothing happening, and my 0.17% risk to the public, that's the ultimate recidivism. My chance of reoffending is 0.17%, which is why probation in the first place said I shouldn't have gone to prison, costing you £48,000 a year. They said that I was very high risk so that they could bring in all this totalitarian, dystopian bullshit to absolutely violate my human rights and freedoms. Now, one of those human rights, ridiculous restrictions, is that I can't go to London on the 13th of September for the Freedom Rally. That's one. I can't go to Edinburgh because of the type of shows, i.e. too many lefties. Now, as if this is to do with my risk to the public, which is their only concern. What they're trying to do is eviscerate me from the public eye. That's why they cancelled my tour and asked me to send my costs and losses. So we've sent the thing in, and we've had a reply. They now want another 10 days to the 29th of August to reply. But here's what's interesting. So Because of one of my victims, I'm excluded from only one place in this country, one circular place. Now, I find it bizarre that a person you don't know where they live, they would tell you where you live when you're an alleged convicted talker. But anyway, that's the system for you. And they told me you can't go on Midland Main Line to London and you can't drive down the M1 because you would breach that area. And I said, well, that's ridiculous. You can't stop me going on the number one motorway in Britain or on the Midland Main Line. By definition, it is the main line to London. You therefore don't want me to go to the capital to see Sick Deek's absolutely dingo-diver heaven, where we've got 1 in 12 people who are nicking phones every 15 minutes. Another incident, by the way, in a park, 4 men. It's going very well. By the way, we're working on merch for Christmas, Tarquin. So, I get a call yesterday saying, oh no, there's a mistake. Another mistake. In the thousands of mistakes from taking lapels off when they raided my house, no further actioning 20 minutes after they left, after 4 hours of raiding every single drawer and invading my privacy and penetrating my inner sanctum. That was a mistake. Now there's a mistake. Oh no, you were never prevented from going on Midland Main Line or the M1. They're just lying. And what is really telling is this repeated line, we're not putting anything in writing. And that's what I want to get across today. Now, whether they recall me to prison or not, I don't give two shiny shites because I've written 6 books already and I'm going to write another 6 if I go back. I haven't got time to write any when I'm not in prison because I'm busy talking to you. The reason they cancelled my tour, as you know, was to stop the selfies, was to stop the sellouts, which was happening, which was to stop the standing ovations. Because I'm meant to be a monster that the public hate, when in fact, if you look down social media or the comments, even on YouTube, the cesspit of Twitter, I don't get any of it. The only people who say negative things are those with a vested interest or those who are mental medicated nonsense. There's no other type of person. Nobody else cares because they can see, like with Lucy Conley, that going to prison for people you've never met, for a non-physical, non-sexual, non-drugs related crime is ludicrous in a country where we seemingly let anybody else do anything if it is to do with affecting women and children. So here's where we're at. They're already backtracking. They're already mea culpaing after a week where they sent me to the wrong address for my probation meeting. By the way, very interesting. I was escorted in the building. I was escorted to an office where I saw my 2 probation officers and I was escorted out. I never saw a single member of the public, a guy on probation, a prisoner in other words, a convicted person, a member of staff, a receptionist. They are so paranoid, I'm told, that I'm going to write book 7 about the probation service. They are literally running themselves round in circles and next week they're coming back here. They've given up on that one already. I have to be transparent so that you have the full story. So they're going to reply to me on the 29th. Now, there's nearly 200 points in the pre-action letter prior to judicial review. Everything from the strip search. Remember that? The police strip searched me. A guy who talks for a living, they strip searched me. That's illegal. When they stole my papers at Fossway the day before I left, that's illegal. As Lucy Connolly has said, they bent her up, which is to cuff her, 6 guys, women around her, carried her back, shoulders hide into her pad. That's what they do when they want to wind you up and bait you into doing something so they can give you a kick in and then put you on basic and say, oh, well, this is the reason they're a risk to the public. I didn't fall for any of that. Super enhanced prisoner. So just to let you know, already I am allowed down the M1. I am allowed on the train. Let's see next about Edinburgh and London. Now, Edinburgh's already too late. The festival's over. I ain't going up the week before it ends. I'm too busy at Alton Towers going on the new dinghy diver ride. Did you see that video? Look under this. I haven't got time. So now it's all about September 13th, and we're going to file next week a judicial review on that specific point because my human right covers me to protest. I did not commit a physical crime. I am of no risk to anyone. By their own admission, I'm a 0.17% risk. So why can't I go there? They say because of my profile. Well, fuck my profile. I'm not interested. I like meeting people and taking selfies and saying hello to gorgeous British patriots who like waving flags. I have no problem with that. They do because it undermines the fact that I'm meant to be vilified. This is a mainstream media game like the Nottingham Live people have done, relentlessly pounding me, even though I'm rehabilitated. I didn't get any rehabilitation because I don't qualify for it because I'm a 0.17% risk. So all of the other points of law that we're going to get to will be very interesting because I'm going to book a Christmas tour And let's see whether they cancel that. They'll have to pay it. By the way, 25 grand I put down on hotels, on conference rooms to do my shows. £25,000. That will be in court papers. The bonkers, mental, noncy types can say he's lying, he's lying. It's all on court record. It's all there. And for the violations against my human rights, not allowing me to decat, and it's exactly identical to Lucy Connolly's story. They said because we are too high profile, we couldn't have freedom and go to decat and go home. That's outrageous. My family had to suffer because this government didn't want the humiliation of me being a model prisoner, super enhanced and needing no rehabilitation, signed off by psychology. It's interesting, Lucy talks in this interview, this first interview, and I would love to get her on here, and we will at some point if she would be so gracious. She talks about psychology. She's clearly not bonkers. I can prove I'm not bonkers. You will read in book 2, which is out next week, Surviving the Slammer, about the 2 senior forensic psychologists at HMP who gave up in 4 hours and signed me off. There is nothing wrong with him. This came to a natural end, quote unquote. I've got the paperwork. I'm the only person watching this probably who has nothing on their laptop, nothing on their phone, and has been signed off by the 2 senior forensic psychologists at HMP who have to sign off murderers, rapists, and PDF files. I'm the only one who's squeaky clean. The mentals can say what they like. The mainstream media can vilify me as much as they want. I'm the only one who's got nothing anywhere. They found nothing. Not one piece of evidence. Yet this charade continues that if I go in a gathering, I have to tell them. This is outrageous. And it is such an offensive violation of my human rights, I have to fight it on principle. Whether I want to go to Edinburgh, I ain't that bothered. Whether I want to go to London and be with the Patriots on the 30th, it's the principle that they have no legal right to stop me because I'm no physical threat to anyone, as their own paperwork proves. But as for shagging, Katie Hopkins, this might be the biggest insult of my life. Her vagina, right? Her vagina is like the Bell Hotel at Epping. Everybody knows where it is and nobody wants to go there. Right, I'm going to leave it there because I'm not going to do a big long one today, unlike my man sausage, which is a macro penis. Shushy, shushy, that's all they want from me. Don't be seen, don't be heard, fuck right off. Well, that's not going very well. And remember what they said. I did not break the law in filming the Fossway video, and I told the truth. I asked them 10 times on Friday and Monday, 5 times each. Are you suggesting I lied about any of my journalism? My whistleblowers that gave me the facts about that prison, about the corruption within it, and they said no. And I said, so you want to recall me to prison for not breaking the law and telling the truth? This is like my fucking clown court case all over again. Come. And if you missed it this week, by the way, one of my victims is now asking for a refund, having paid to sign into my website and stalked me 4 times. He wants a refund. Good luck with that. And as for my dinghy diver friends, I've had a letter, as you know, from the government saying you can't call them that anymore. It's offensive. We cannot bring out the Christmas t-shirt. Instead, I have to call them travellers without anywhere to stay. That's how we'll refer to them from now on. Travellers without anywhere to stay. And Eamon, if you missed the video, stop apologising for having an opinion and using words. You are too great, too noble, and too much of a legend to be beholden to some 12-year-old producer who's screaming in your ear, say sorry. What a week. Right, I'm off to watch a current affairs programme. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Shushy, shushy.
We're feeling good, here's a story so bright about a man named Alex making news feel right. In a world so dull, he's the flicker of flame. Professional gobshot, remember his name. He walks in the room and the vibes turn up with jokes and laughter, man, he fills the cup. In a world of grey, he brings the color. When life gets mundane, he's like no other. Hello chunky is the phrase he throws, spreading joy like sunshine wherever he goes. Got that reggae beat pumping, make you wanna dance. His words are a rhythm, they'll put you in a trance. Hello chunky, you light up the day, turning dull moments into loud cabaret. With humor and style, making news so fun. Alex Belfield, man, you're the only one. Scroll through the headlines, what do you find? Same old Every witty comment got us moving our feet. Grab your friends, hit the floor, let's have a blast. With Alex making waves, we'll forget the past. Dancing through the headlines, we're feeling so free. Every laugh and every cheer, it's a jubilee. So here's to the gobshite, turning news into gold. In a world so gray, he's a story told. Professional joy, bring a let the good times roll. Every single broadcast, he's feeding your soul. Hey, raise your glass, let's toast to the fun. In a dull old world, he's a shining sun. With a wink and a smile, will brighten your way. Thanks to Alex Belfield, we're here to stay. So when you hear the news, don't just sit inside. Think of Alex Belfield, let your worries fly. He's the gobshite superstar, lighting up the scene. In a world full of dreams, he's the lively routine. Hello Chunky, let's keep the joy alive. With every single story, together we thrive. With every single story, together we thrive. With every single story, together we thrive. Well, yeah, yeah. Hello Chunky, let's keep the joy alive. With every single story, together we thrive.
Oh, shushy, shushy, please be quiet. This tippy-tappy gobshitery ain't for you. Alex Belfield's voice of reason.